Hello and welcome to Last Month in Music, number 3. This is the series where I take a look over all the new and old music I listened to over the last month, and just give like little mini reviews of like everything I listened to over the previous month. So, recording this in August, we're going to be talking about what I listened to in July. So, yeah, that's the general idea. We're going to talk about the brand new releases first that I listened to, and then we're going to talk about like old releases that I listened to personally for the first time last month. And that's basically the whole thing. It's kind of casual, not going to do a ton of editing, not going to do like any visual stuff. It's just going to be me yapping. And yeah, I've got some notes to look at, but aside from that, there's no script. I'm just going off the top of my head, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, I don't have a ton to talk about this episode because I've been super busy. I've been really busy. I was mostly preoccupied with the last video I made, the last full video on Drake and Kendrick Lamar. If you haven't seen that and you're interested in that kind of stuff, you should check that out. It's 3 hours long. I spent a lot of time making it, a lot of editing, and that like took up so much of my month last month that I wasn't able to listen to as much music as I would have liked, as well as like other stuff that got in the way, and I'm still kind of busy with stuff at the moment, but there you have it. Got some stuff to talk about, but not quite as much stuff as I had in the last couple episodes. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna talk about it anyway. So, starting off, new releases. The Rolling Stones. They put out a new album, Foreign Tongues. Kind of crazy how they're still going, but hey, as long as they're having fun, I guess. And you know what? I was having fun listening to it. I mean, it's a solid and fun release in my opinion, and it has some really good highlights. I felt like there were a couple of like weaker moments on this project, but like all the songs were good, and I was enjoying my time listening to it. I say like the songs Rough and Twisted and Divine Intervention were my favorites. When it comes to my least favorite, I'd say it was probably Beautiful Delilah. But it wasn't bad or anything. And I mean, hey, new Rolling Stones, still going strong, I'd say, and yeah, pretty cool. Personally, I'd give this album an 8.7 out of 10. Moving on, the next new project I would listen to last month was 2D Complex by Dehumanizing Itatrain Worship. I don't know if I can show the album cover for this one on YouTube. It's a bit graphic. It's a bit strange, and I'm just not gonna take that risk. I'm not gonna give it a chance. Not gonna to risk anything, and I'm just not gonna put it on the screen. Feel free to look it up yourself if you want. But there you have it. So this band occupies a weird space, a sort of subgenre kind of thing, if you want, called anime slam, which is like slam metal with like an anime aesthetic. They use anime samples. They do sort of, I guess, interpolations, I guess you could say, of like anime music combined with slam metal, and it's strange, but it's intense and it's fun. And I felt like this new album was an absolute blast to listen to. I mean, incredible guitar, fantastic drums, excellent songwriting, and they really blend together some interesting sounds on this project. It has a lot of incredible songs, and while I had a couple of slight nitpicks here and there, I had no major criticisms for this album. I mean, it's a great project, it's powerful and fun, and I love this album. Like, yeah, the genre, the whole thing, it's odd. It's not the sort of thing you could like put on around like your family. They might give you some strange looks, but if the music is fun, the music is fun. That's sort of the attitude I like to have about these things. Like, I mean, am I here for the album cover? No. Am I here for the music? Yes. Did I enjoy that? Absolutely. Fair enough. Good enough. And I'd say this album is worthy of a 9.7 out of 10. I thought it was fantastic. I don't know what else to tell you, man. It's good music. Moving on. Next up, we have a new project from Extrenor, mashup artist. It's called Into the Exyverse, and it's pretty enjoyable and well put together. It has some really cool highlights. Songs are generally very good, and while I felt like some were stronger than others, I thought they were all pretty good. There were a couple of mashups I weren't like vibing with as much as like the better ones here, but you know, nothing bad. It's a pretty great album with some really good highlights, and you know, a couple of weaker songs as well, but you know, mostly pretty good. You know, I quite enjoyed it, and I'd say it's a very solid release. You know, some room to be like even better than it is right now, but you know, very good. I gave it an 8.2 out of 10, and that's all of the brand new music I listened to last month. Yeah, not a lot, only 3 projects, but you know, it is what it is. If you're busy, you're busy. What are you going to do about it? I hope to make up for that in the next episode of this series. But anyway, moving on to older releases that I experienced for the first time last month. First of all, we have a continuation of what I was doing last time. I was checking out all of the Voivod albums, and I ended up listening to their album Synchro Anarchy last month. It's an absolute blast to listen to. It has it's very captivating and engaging, and to me it felt like it was up there with the band's best work. I think they're fantastic. They're a great band, and this is like on like the same level of quality as like their best albums, in my opinion, at least. It's a strange, fun, dark sci-fi journey with incredible songwriting, no dips in quality. I mean, it's just an amazing album, you know. I mean, I absolutely like recommend this to anyone who likes sort of like proggy thrash stuff. Really cool stuff. I gave this album a 10 out of 10. Then I ended up getting a recommendation on Album of the Year for an artist called Sembii. And I ended up listening to a few of their projects, so I'm going to talk about a few of them now. The first thing I checked out was a mixtape called I See, Therefore I Grieve. And it's honestly, I was really impressed and entertained by this sort of short but sweet project. It has some really interesting songwriting. It feels very engaging, and it has a really immersive feel and atmosphere to it. I absolutely love that. While it does have a couple of like slightly weaker moments, it's a good collection of songs, and it's just a fun project with a really cool style. I really like what they were going for here. It feels very interesting, and I enjoyed it a lot. I ended up giving this project a 9.1 out of 10. Then I checked out another Sembii mixtape. This time it was the project Fundament. It's a good little project with a collection of cool music. It has a great atmosphere. The styles being experimented with here sound great for the most part. It has some amazing highlights, and while a couple tracks felt a little weaker, they weren't bad or anything, just not like as good as the others. It's a cool project. Some songs are great, others are just good, but you know, nothing bad. And yeah, I'd say it was very solid. I ended up giving it an 8 out of 10. Next up, we have the Michiru Aoyama project Totaly, spelt with one L. Is that Totaly? Maybe it's like supposed to be pronounced. I don't know. But anyway, this is a really beautiful little project, and it has some very nice soundscapes. There's one especially incredible track called 645. Something about the atmosphere of that song felt really impactful and interesting to me. I really love that one. It's just a fantastic project with some really good moments. I'd recommend this to like anyone who enjoys ambient music. And you know, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of Michiru Aoyama lately. His music has appeared on all of the episodes so far, and will continue to going forward, I imagine, for a long time to come. So yeah, very cool. I gave this one a 9 out of 10. After that, I went back to Sembii. Everything else I listened to is from Sembii. That's all I'm going to be talking about for the rest of this this recap. But anyway, Leviathan was the next mixtape that I listened to, and it's a pretty good project with some cool highlights and a couple of great moments on it. The production is quite good, the project sounds generally very interesting. There are some really good atmospheres here, and it's a generally fun mixtape, so it's a good listening experience. The songwriting does vary from track to track, and while the project starts very good, the quality does feel like it gradually decreases over time. And there are a couple of weaker songs here, and like nothing bad, but there were some tracks that I just wasn't as keen on. But overall I'd say it's a decent mixtape. I enjoyed most of what I heard, but there's definitely room for improvement here, if you ask me. And yeah, I ended up giving that one a 7.2 out of 10. Too Many Chances is up next, and it's a pretty good release, which doesn't really do anything that like blew me away, but it didn't do anything poorly by any means, and it's a very consistent project where the quality like almost never goes above or below an 8 out of 10 sort of area for me. It does occasionally go above or below that, but for the most part it's a pretty 8 out of 10 experience. Like I said, there's a few weak moments here, like the song Ha Ha Ha, for example, and a couple others, but there's nothing bad here. It's a good listen, but there are some areas where I felt things could have been improved, at least in my opinion. I gave this project a 7.9 out of 10. Then we have the final project I listened to last month. Yes, that really was that little to talk about. I mean, wow. I swear, next episode we will have more to talk about. I will do my best to make sure of that. But anyway, the next one is Syrup Plus Steel, another mixtape by Sembii, and it's a great project with some really cool tracks. It excels in creating some really cool dark atmospheres. The more experimental moments on this release did a really good job of keeping me interested and engaged as I listened to it, and the songwriting is solid, and this mixtape is just a really fun listen. I had a couple of criticisms for it, like some vocals I didn't care for on the track Extra Chrome / Now I'm High. Nothing like terrible, but like, just like a few moments here and there. I felt like a couple of these performances could have been done a bit better, could have been executed better, but nothing major. I'd say I'd still enjoyed almost like everything this project had to offer. It was a really good time. It's just a couple of little things I felt could have been done a bit better. Overall, it's a really cool mixtape with some great moments. Nothing here was bad. There's still room for improvement, but I really enjoyed what I heard from this project, and I thought it was a great listening experience. So yeah, not perfect, but really good, with a couple of like little tweaks here and there. I could see it being better than it already is, but it's already really good. So I ended up giving this one an 8.7 out of 10. And that is everything. After I finished listening to that project, everything else I listened to last month was either a Drake album or a Kendrick album, and then I obviously talk about that in the big 3-hour-long video. So if you want to hear what I had to say about those projects, go and listen to that. Also, I started working on like the next big video that I'm going to be doing. Anybody who follows me on Album of the Year has already guessed what my next video is going to be. It's not very subtle. It's pretty obvious, because I just like start randomly reviewing an artist's entire discography out of nowhere. And it's just like, I wonder if that could be the next video. I won't say what it is that I'm covering next time, but it's going to be interesting. Here is the little tier list chart thing for everything I listened to last month. So there you can see them compared to each other or whatever. For anyone who likes a good old tier list, there it is. Very cool. Anyway, this episode's over. It's done. Next episode, I'm thinking like it's already like so late in August, and I haven't been able to listen to like anything from this month. And I've also need to catch up on what I didn't get around to listen to last month. So basically, my idea is, and this is probably what I'm going to do, is I'm thinking, instead of releasing an episode of last month's music next month, I will skip next month, and then I will release a sort of double episode in October, where I will sort of put together August and September into one episode, where I cover everything I listened to over those 2 months, rather than doing 1 month and like not having anything to talk about. So yeah, gonna be a little bit of a wait till the next episode, but it should be a fun little episode next time. So yeah, hopefully that will be worth the wait. That's the whole thing. That's everything I had to say, and I will see you in the next last month in music.